No Basic Ty Raquel, whichever one you want to call me. And I just want to tell y'all, I really cannot believe it took me 5 months to finish a book. Like, it has never taken this long for me to finish an urban fiction novel. Ever. So it's just like, what was it? Because I've read a lot of ebooks. I'm talking about series. And I finished like the whole series. I finished novellas. I finished standalones. And I have not finished this physical. Well, I finished it, obviously, because I'm doing a book review on it. But like, I just want to tell y'all why it took me so long. So let's just go ahead and hop right into the book review. If you have not read this book, stop right here. Go find it on ebook or paperback in the store, Walmart. I got this from Walmart. And read it, and then come back to the video and watch, because I'm spilling out of tea because I just want to tell y'all what's up. Okay, so like I said, I got this book from Walmart, and I believe it was like $6. I want to say that it was $6. And so it's called Eve by Quan, and here it is right here. It's not going to focus on the book, but I mean, it's a pretty nice cover. I like basic covers. He's been around since before I even started writing, so that's pretty dope. Purple, got the city in the background, got Eve on the cover. But when I was reading this book and now looking at this cover, this doesn't give me Eve vibes. This gives me Cassidy vibe, and Cassidy was her best friend. So you got your 4 main characters. You got Eve, Felon, Butter, and Cassidy. So Eve, she took the fall for Felon and Butter, which I didn't like. I understand she didn't take off like they did, but like, I ain't liked it. I didn't like that. That wasn't something that I liked. Butter, he had the big head. He didn't become a big baller until towards the end of the book. And you got Felon, they best friends, him and Butter. And Felon is in love with Eve. And then you got Cassidy, which is Eve's best friend, and she was messing with Butter. Butter fell in love with her, but she didn't fall in love with him because his bag wasn't big enough. That's basically what it was. And she was getting her bag, basically. Like, if you ain't had it, somebody else is gonna have it. And yeah, she did what she had to do. So the reason why it took me this long to read this book is, I don't know if it was because it was written by a man, but and that's no shot towards anybody. I just want y'all to know that I don't want nobody coming for me. But I didn't feel any attachment to this book. Nothing in this book. I didn't become a part of anybody in this book. I don't know if it was because it was written in third person or what, but I didn't want to be Eve. Eve was in jail and she became a hard body, and she had finally lost her virginity to the person she loved, but then he ended up dying in the end, which pissed me off. Butter, he was just rough all throughout the book. He was reckless, and especially when it came to Cassidy, it's kind of like, it gives me that vibe from True to the Game, when Gina's best friend had got killed, and whatchamacallit, Quadier's homeboy, it gave me the vibe of them two. That's the vibe that it gives me. Oh my god. So it gives me that vibe that, like, you was going after somebody that didn't she didn't want to be with you. Like, she got all she could from you, and then that was that. Like, it was bigger ballers headed her way, which was Carlos. And we gonna talk about him later, but it's just like that. And then he was real reckless, but it was real messed up to me how he died. But somebody in the streets is gonna get him. Next is Felon. Just Felon. Like, I wasn't like, oh my god, I want Felon to be my man. None of that. But when him and Eve finally connected, I was like, oh, I was like, finally, because when they finally like connected and got it together, it was like page, I want to say it was on page 250. It was around page 200 into the book, and that was too late for me because I had been waiting on something to happen, and it didn't happen until almost the end of the book. And this book doesn't have anything but how many pages? 326 pages. So 200 pages in, and then you got about 126 pages of you got a few pages, not even a few, a handful of pages of them ignoring each other and stuff like that after they had sex the first time. Then boom, Cassidy gets murdered. Boom, they have sex again. Then boom, Felon dies. And it's just like, oh yeah, I almost dropped the book. But I'm like, then we go to Cassidy. Cassidy didn't deserve to die the way she did. The way that, I think it was the bodyguard Steve had described it, that her and the guy Carlos had been arguing, and they started, Cassidy put her hands on him, he hit her back, her head hit the table, and that's how she died. From domestic violence, basically. I feel like, as a reader, because I'm trying to step away from my writer side, I feel like he didn't give Cassidy that much. It's like he kind of like, oh, it's getting to the end of my story, let me kill somebody off. Let me kill somebody important off. That's how I felt about Cassidy's murder. And then her being found in the dumpster. I was like, they doing my girl any kind of way, because Cassidy, I mean, she wasn't my girl, but like, she had some class. And I understand they was trying to make it seem like she was a prostitute, but I was just like, okay. So yeah, it was those four, but like, the romance, it lacked a lot of romance. It lacked a lot of emotion. I did like that he did a backstory on the character Beast, where Beast was, I think Beast was gonna play football and he was gonna go off to college, but then he saved Eve's life and he became, but it's weird. It's kind of weird though, because I don't know. It might be somebody out there like that becomes childlike after a bullet gets struck somewhere, but I'm just like, for him to be able to be left alone, like, where was his folks at, you know? Like, some stuff in here had me looking at this, like, weird. But this, it reminds me of, what's that book that I read? And it took me so freaking long to finish that book. And I don't know if I did a book review on it. It was by the author, the male author, Omar Tyree. I think it was called The Street King or something like that. It took me so freaking long to read that book, and that's how I felt with this one. Like, I don't know, it just didn't give me like, this is definitely an urban fiction novel. It's gritty, but it's just like, where's the emotion, where's the romance? Like, thugs need love too. I mean, it had the romance, but it didn't have the emotion written behind it. It was like, I took my shirt off and he pulled his pants down and I mounted him, and then boom, they had sex. Like, where was the pulled my hair and scratched my back? Like, where? Like, I know it's not a erotic book, but it's just like, where was it? Like, where was it? And then I needed more. I feel like I needed more background on the character Johnny Black. Like, he was I guess the Grim Reaper, and he was after Butter, and like, he killed Butter at the end, but it's just like, I needed the backstory. This book, overall, out of 5 stars, I'm gonna give it a 3.5, and the reason because, one, like I said, the lack of emotion, the lack of romance, and then it was just like, I understand all authors have typos. I'm not knocking nobody, but ooh, it was just like, some of the keys, like on your keyboard, they're not even close together. So I'm trying to figure out how like words get mixed up. But I understand it's a slip up, but I was just like, no. But it was It was okay. I wouldn't read it again. I'm actually thinking about doing like selling some paperbacks online. Let me know if I should do that. If I should, the paperbacks that I don't want, because it's some paperbacks that I do not care for, and I will sell them on my website if y'all are interested. But yeah, that's that. On that, I am on to the next book. I don't know which book it's gonna be, but this book, oh, I almost dropped it. This book was, I didn't like it. Like I said, it reminds me of The Street King. I believe that's what that book is called, by Omar Tyree. I think the only male author that has not disappointed me is Eric Dickey. I love him. Eric Jerome Dickey. I'm like, Eric Dickey, who was that? He wrote Chasing Destiny. That's my favorite book. My favorite book. And I'm trying to see if he's gonna disappoint me with these other books that I bought, which I do have. I have to do a book haul. So if y'all see me in this same shirt with the book haul, mind your business, okay? But if y'all like my book review, leave a comment down below, thumbs up, and make sure y'all subscribe, become a part of the Brownie Squad. What are y'all doing? If y'all not a part of the family, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? What's going on? Make sure y'all subscribe, follow me on social media, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.